My name is Honorable Isa Garore from Tarbaj Ward, Wajir County. I want to take this moment to briefly talk about the Huduma number, that is the names, and how it is faring on in where I represent and the county of Wajir, and generally my view on the Huduma number. First and foremost, it is very, very unfortunate that we are in a country which is so much getting polarized because of the situations that we are witnessing, both politically and very many diverse thinkings that we are really looking upon. The Huduma concept was not a concept which was well received by the members of the public, both in the county of Wajir and I'm sure to a certain extent the other counties in this country. Why do I say this? One, the Huduma number concept was a concept which was supposed to have been shared with the members of the public through the public participation, and we realized that there was no proper civic education to try and strengthen this program of this magnitude. When you look at the scope the Huduma number is trying to capture, it is a very, very big and very wide scope. But unfortunately, our great nation hasn't taken time to think about how best this concept could have been conceptualized by the members of the public so that it became something which is beneficial. When you look at the Huduma again number, this country, we are getting a lot of conflicting information from the authorities, right from where the communication authority giving us an ultimatum, State House spokesperson giving a different one, the courts giving a different opinion or a different version about the Huduma number. This is a clear manifestation that the Huduma concept is not something which is anchored in law. That is why we are getting this kind of problems in this country. So I would like and I will wish to ask the leadership of the party that I also represent, Jubilee, to think critically and see how best this concept will have been something that has been accepted nationally, not by few people. When you look at the area I come from, the northern part of this country, Wajir for that matter, we are in a very, very devastating drought period today, that even getting the population to come and register is a nightmare. And here we are thinking about using 6 billion for a non-emergency Huduma number instead of diverting those monies to go and assist the Kenyans who are dying for hunger. We are supposed to be thinking out of the box. In fact, I will wish to say and state this, that the Huduma concept should not be perceived as an emergency. Rather, let us focus as a country and as a ruling party to the drought menace that is really affecting the population of this country. So that when you get your population settled, then we can now think of how best these Huduma services we are talking about can come up as an idea that is acceptable to everybody. When you again look at the Huduma number, we are being told that you will not be provided with services if you do not have the Huduma number. This is a country which is actually eating on its own population. Let me say this, to be very honest, because you look at what the Huduma number is supposed to be doing once it has been captured by every citizen in this country, that you will pay for each and every services, doubling even the ATM services that you will go to get in the banks, any service. And I think while the country is trying to cripple, trying to crumple with the very many, lack of, resources, I think ideally, I'm trying to see that it's also a way of raising taxes, which we are not also objecting to, but let us try to think about using it at the right opportune time, not now for particularly the FCDC counties. On the issue of referendum, I will wish to say this. This country has gotten its constitution right from the British government when we took over in the 60s, early 60s. And we have been using a constitution that has driven us, whether well or bad, up to the 2010. It is not even 6 years that we have promulgated the new constitution on the 27th of August 2010. Here comes now, within this very short period, we start talking about changing the constitution. These are what I want to state regarding the referendum. What is the purpose that it is supposed to be serving? We know during the 2010 constitutional review, when we were reviewing the constitution, very many political parties or political players did not achieve in the 2010 constitution, and that they want to anchor what they have not achieved during that time into the referendum. I want to tell Kenyans that we need to be very, very conscious and get to know when we are crippling with the wage bill right from the counties and the national government, and then we want to still burden the Wanjiku by creating offices for people who will want to remain politically relevant, should not arise in this country. I'm saying this as people from the FCDC counties, the pastoralists, we need to be very conscious. We need to be looking at what this referendum is going to have for us. We must be very, very watchful in the sense that we get to know, because some of the leadership are already talking about reducing the number of counties, merging the counties. Those of us who have been marginalized for very many years, and those very many years in the other constitution, have gotten a breath currently in the current constitution because of the devolved system of governance. And today, if you come out to tell us that we will wish to reduce, I think we are going to meet this with the biggest resistance of its kind. We will not accept merging counties. We will not accept creating more offices for people who just want to create, and remain relevant in the political circles. I am only going to be telling the people from the FCDCs, the pastoralist communities, that our support for referendum should only be in the referendum question. One, if it is going to increase the resource allocation from 15% to 40%. That is the only time. We are going to support if it is going to reduce the wage bill, both nationally and at the counties. But anything else, I think we will have no business to support a referendum at this particular time. Time is not on our side when we start talking about a referendum, especially when it is not even 10 years after we have gotten the new constitution in 2010. I think my last words will be directed to my colleagues who represent us in the National Assembly and the Senate from the FCDC counties. And I will wish to tell them this. Because at the county government, we are people representing politically at the county assemblies. But when it comes to the national politics, we will have our friends. We will wish to read from the same script, particularly on this matter of referendum, particularly on this matter of Huduma, particularly on this matter of the drought. We must be consulting on this so that whatever representation you are going to give us is something that is going to be value addition to the people from the FCDC counties. And I wish to support recently the press conference by the FCDC governors, particularly on the Huduma issue and the referendum. They had made categorically their views and suggestions on the same, and we will be supporting that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Honorable Issa, a member of County Assembly for Gadud Ward, Tarbaj constituency, Wajir County. I just want to talk on the issue of the NIMS, National Integrated Management System. Actually, as I represent the people of Wargadut and the county level of Wajir, I don't see anything good from the Huduma number, because Huduma number is actually not inconsistent with the Constitution of Kenya. The Constitution of Kenya, which is the supreme law of this country, states that Article 31 states that the right to privacy of the people of Kenya. And the government of Kenya is infringing on that rights when they are forcing people on this Huduma number. Because when somebody tells you that Huduma number you are supposed to answer, you are supposed to state all the children you have, all whatever wives you have and all those things, is actually basically infringing on those rights. So I'm wondering why the president, with all these people who are working under him, who have got all the experts, including even the Attorney General, who is the chief legal advisor of the government, is not advising the same government well, and that they are inconsistently going against the Constitution of Kenya. So I'm saying that why should the government force people before even they involve all the stakeholders, that is the local population, that is the people of Kenya, the communities of Kenya, and I mean the public. If you are not involving them in this process, why should you force them? Because the Constitution states there must be public participation. And actually, an act cannot supersede a constitutional constitution. That's an article. That is an act of parliament, cannot supersede an article of a constitution. So I'm saying, why should the government force the people to register Huduma number? They are supposed to consult the people and tell them that this thing is good for your benefit on this way, and there are legal structures that are put that the information and the data that is captured from you people will not be used to the contrary. And that's what we are seeing, because they want to use the same data to the contrary. What legal measures have they put in place? So I'm saying Huduma is not a priority for Kenyans. The priority for Kenyans today is the drought that's affecting them. It is the other problems the common wananchi are facing, for putting food on the table and the basic thing of life. So we are telling His Excellency the President to suspend this thing immediately until or otherwise the people of Kenya agree on the issues that are underlining on this matter. Because 6 billion shillings is a hell of money. Where have they got from this 6 billion of money? We have got the budget making process of this thing, whereby Parliament has to pass. For anything to be adopted, Parliament has to put in the budget. The Parliament have not put these 6 billion in the budget. I don't know where they're getting from, because the budget that has been approved by the Parliament for the last financial year, nothing of this sort was in the budget. So they are illegally even using the money that they are using right now. So we are telling them they should suspend this thing. That 6 billion should go to the emergency drought that is facing the populace of Kenyans, starting from Turkana to the farthest other corners, to Tana River and everywhere. So that money should be channeled to save the lives and livestock and property of the Kenyan people who are being devastated by the drought. On the issue of the referendum, I echo my colleagues' sentiments that we are not going to allow to create positions, because Wanjiku was saying punda amechoka iondolewe mzigo. Sasa tunaendelea kuongezea mzigo. We are increasing the luggage. We want to reduce that luggage. But here it is that people are just fine-tuning themselves to 2022 politics on who will become a president, who will be given another position, which is not to the interest of the Wanjiku. We are telling Kenyans that nothing short of interest of the common wananchi, that is Wanjiku, will be involved in the coming referendum. If there is an increment in the budget, in the devolution in any basket, we are going to allow that. From 15% to 40%, we are going to agree on that. But anything short of that and creation of positions, instead of even reducing those positions, we are not going to allow that. We are telling Kenyans, you wake up, your taxes are being misused. We want proper use of your monies so that it can alleviate the poverty and whatever Kenyans at the lowest level are facing. So it is my take that anything short of that, the Kenyan people should reject that referendum. If the referendum question is about reducing the number of wage bill and also increasing the number of allocation to counties for their own benefit, we are going to allow that. But nothing less than that, we are going to allow that. And we are telling Kenyans, be on the watch out. Let you not be hoodwinked by politicians who are looking at their own selfish interests and they are not thinking of the problems that the Wanjiku is facing. So that is my take, and I wish to state that the national government should come out on this drought menace that is facing the Kenyans who are dying because of lack of water and lack of food, that they should assist the people by providing food and water to the local populace down there. The other one is also on the issue of prudent use of resources. Kenyans should wake up wherever they are, that their money, their hard-earned taxes that they are paid for, should be for the purpose that is intended for. There is a lot of corruption that is going on. You have seen every day billions and billions have become the headlines of these daily nations and every paper and news media. So we are telling Kenyans, be on the lookout. The constitution, sovereignty belongs to you. Wake up. Any government officer or anybody who is misusing your taxes and your funds should be held responsible wherever they are, whoever he is and whoever is misusing that funds. So it is my take that the Kenyan people should wake up, and we must fight for the rights of the common people so that we can safeguard their interests at all levels. Thank you.